Hi, ladies, and welcome to day 2 of chapter 11. Want to make sure I've got the chapter right.
Yes.
This week we are talking about this scenario with Lazarus, and began yesterday talking about some of the characters and wanted to focus in on this family unit and kind of the interactions there. So today the obvious next character would be Martha.
Yeah. I was saying this earlier, I love that it's so redemptive for Martha because we most of us know that scene of Mary and Martha being busy and bothered about so many things, and Mary sitting at Jesus' feet. And you're kind of left wondering, like, okay, does Martha choose the better part? And what we see here is that she's actually the first one to run to Jesus.
She is the first one, and she, I feel like she's solid in her faith too.
Yeah.
She goes running to him and is solid. So, yeah, I want to be Martha.
Kudos for Martha. But there's so much richness here, and Jesus calls himself the resurrection and the life.
Yes.
As well as several other terms that show up in names of Jesus here. But just such good theology where Jesus talks about your brother will rise again. And Martha believes. I know it's going to happen in the last day. And Jesus is ready to reveal even more of his deity, of who he is to them.
Right. So do you think, I guess my impression is she was just absolutely clueless as to what Jesus was going to do then.
Yeah, I think so. And yet, we kind of alluded to this in the first day. Lazarus is called the one whom Jesus loved. And then verse 5 tells us Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus. And they sent word to Jesus that Lazarus was sick. And we don't get any sense of bitterness on Martha's part that Jesus didn't come.
No, not at all. I sense faith.
Yeah.
Just
she didn't know
faith
how
and
it was
trust.
going to happen.
Faith and trust in Jesus.
Yeah, and to I think offer a little more cultural background, putting those first century glasses on. I find it so interesting. There are no parents mentioned here and no husbands mentioned here.
Agreed.
And in first century culture, for two women to be left without a male figure to protect them and to provide for them would have left them in a very vulnerable position, societally speaking.
Absolutely. That's such a good thing to point out. So, Ashrita, how do we apply this? What do you take away from Martha that you would apply?
Yeah, I think part of it for me is I want to be like Martha. That's not what we typically say when we talk about Mary and Martha, but we see that her faith was solid here. That she wasn't overcome by her emotions.
Right.
She wasn't ruled by how she felt, but rather what she knew to be true about Jesus.
It seems that she has not lost heart in the midst of the trial, in the midst of death.
The hardest, possibly the hardest thing they had experienced up to that point.
Absolutely, yes. Okay.
She believes.
Hearts like Martha's, ladies.
That's what we want.
Yeah.